every year you take your kid in after his birthday, and they always do overall. How's he doing, right? And I've done it to every kid, and it's always normal, right? But as the kids get older, they kind of, and they're athletes, they got to do that whole turn your head and cough for the doctor.
The physical, right?
Yeah, the physical, but they do everything, right? So I didn't go to the one, my son Jake, who's 20. Like, now you don't have to go to the teacher, or the doctor said, okay, now you're going to have to go to your next level. I'm your pediatrician, but now you go to the next level. So she does this spiel, I guess, where she says, are you sexually active? Are you this? Or do you take drugs? Do you vape? Do you smoke? General questions they ask, right? And my wife told me that for Jake, he's 20. She's like, so do you have a girlfriend? Are you sexually active? And he goes, I don't. I play video games. That was his answer.
That's so great.
So now Jake, who goes to the U of A, and just got a new roommate. So his one roommate went up to Idaho to go to school there. So he had his own apartment. And the way that's set up now is like, in these buildings that are right by the U of A, or in colleges everywhere, you get an apartment and you can just rent out the room and you lock it. It's your room, right? And then somebody else has another room and they come and goes, whatever, right? So Jake, I said that his roommate's name is Jack, and he's from Chicago, and he's 21, and Jake's 20. And Jack seems really down-to-earth, good guy. But he's 21, in college, and this place that they live is pretty amazing. Swimming pool on the roof, hot tub, barbecue, workout facility, right? So the other day, and Jake has that Oura ring where you see the sleep score, and he had a bad sleep score. And I was like, I talked to him the next day, I was like, what's up with your sleep score? And he's like, Jack threw a rager last night, right? And I'm like, what do you mean by rager? He goes, I only had a bunch of friends over. He goes, I locked my doors, played video games. I didn't go out. He goes, I tried to sleep, but it was so loud. Right? And then last night before bed, Blake gets an email from the building complaining about the rager that was thrown in the apartment. No. And if more people complain, they're going to ask him to leave. And I was like, well, how do you, in that environment, it's like he wasn't throwing the rager.
Right.
But is he responsible? You know what I mean? Like, it's such a crazy chaos thing.
I think the building would think that if you wanted to not get in trouble for it, you would say something to your roommate, like, don't do that. But at this point, it's like guilty by association.
Right. But I have to believe that that's a situation they've dealt with before. Because some of these rooms, they have like 4 bedrooms and everybody has their own room.
Yep.
And if you're one person that doesn't want to be part of the rager, I think you'd be like, hey, man, that's not me. But anyway, I don't think Blake's going to say anything. She called Jake last night, and Jake was partying at Mr. On's having sushi.
Yeah.
Right? So instead of a rager, he goes and has sushi. So anyway, now I'm getting to Dutch. I take Dutch to the doctor, and Dutch has got a couple friends that are way vapey. They vape all the time. They think it's great. They double vape.
That's terrible.
It's terrible.
How? It makes you sick to your stomach.
They're trying to be cool, right? And I don't want Dutch around that. Now, let's say Dutch has 10 friends. 2 of them I could do without. So I keep lecturing him on having, see a man, you see a man's friends, you see who the man is. You don't want to do all this stuff. So my wife texts the doctor, because we've been friends for a while, texts the doctor and says, would you mind giving Dutch a lecture on the vaping and all that stuff, right? That's what she says. So we're pulling to the doctor's office, and I said, did she respond? And she's like, no, she hasn't responded yet. So we go to the doctor's. We have our little checkup. The doctor lays into vaping and says how bad it is. Vaping's terrible. You don't have we don't know things about it. But it does incredible lung damage, and you're an athlete. And he's like, I won't. And I'm just like, just keep going. And I'm like, and then the doctor's like, she does the stethoscope on his chest and his back. She's like, what's that? Wait, do that again. And she has him breathe extra. And I'm like, way to go, Doc. You're really scaring him, right?
Yeah.
And they stand up, jump on one leg, jump on the other leg. And then she goes back, puts a stethoscope on. She's like, wait a minute. And then she's like, lays into him. Do you smoke marijuana? No. Do you vape? No. Do you drink? No. Do you do Mary? And he goes, no. Do you? And I'm like, oh, Mary? I go, you already said marijuana, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, do you do Mary? And I go, what are you talking about, Doc, when you say Mary? Like, I'm sitting thinking, there's something new now,
Right.
She's like, Mary, that drug they take when they go dancing and they dance all night. I go, Molly? And she looks at me, she goes, don't tell that story on the radio. Don't tell that story on the radio.
It's not like that's new. Molly's been around since.
Yeah, I know, but she called it Mary.
That's so funny.
So then she does a stethoscope that she goes, I need to send you in for a chest X-ray. I'm like, what? And then I'm like, I get it. You got Blake's message. You're really putting the fear of God into this kid, right? And she's like, you need to go to chest x-ray now. And this is 2 days ago. I'm like, what the hell? So we go get the chest x-ray, right? So now Dutch, all morning yesterday, we're waiting for the results. And he's texting my wife and I, hey, did you get the results of my chest x-ray? Get the results of chest x-ray. Like, no. And then Blake calls the pediatrician's office to get the result. They go, we have the results. We'll call you back. They don't call back. And Blake's like, Dutch like, what's going on? I go, I don't know, dude. But you can't be hanging around these people that vape. Maybe you're getting secondhand vaping smoke and whatever, you know? And then the doctor calls and says, you're fine. He's got nothing, right? So then the doctor texts Blake back. It says, oh, my God, I'm just seeing this. The text about the vaping.
Really?
So the doctor did the whole vaping thing.
Just because.
Just because that's what she does to every single teenager that comes in there.
That's crazy.
Right? But the whole time I was like, good one. You're taking a little too far with the chest x-ray, but okay. Okay, that's good. She's really getting into this character. She's good. She's jump on one leg. I love it.